Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is September 28th, and it is time for the market overview, looking at the Dow, SPX, VIX, XOY, TNA, UUP, FXE, GLD, and SLV. Well, we were expecting a small move up today, and we did get that for part of the day, and the rest of the day it came crashing down. So, not the end of the world for the bulls, minus essentially 180, but been bearish this whole time, and so a bearish move is always welcome. Ended today, it's not a inverse hammer, it's not a shooting star, it's a big, ugly red candle with a candle on top of it, like a birthday candle. So, not an attractive sight for the bulls. We have the short-term moving averages pointing down once again, their correct direction. Still have the middle Bollinger Band on top of them, also giving us a signal that it should be getting dragged down. That's all good. We had the uptick met, which we were expecting. Downtick on the CCI. Stochastic still going up. We said that we were, wanted everything to get into a perfect alignment, but if it wants to roll over right here with a 14-day RSI moving average, that in itself can lead to a very powerful move. Of course, the 14-day RSI moving average still pointing down, along with the RSI, along with the histogram minor tick down, and the MACD also ticking down. All of our time periods are now ugly. So we did get the correlation that we were looking for. I talked about in the last video. We had the stochastics, heading up. They did get to the top. They did roll over. We got our bad move. We have the histogram sloping down in the 180 along with the CCI, and we're waiting for the RSI to follow suit and to get a bearish cross on the MACD. 60-minute time frame yesterday, we had the 14-day RSI moving average still heading up. Well, guess what? It hit its top today. And as soon as this starts to roll over and go down, we should have a very powerful move. Notice the stochastics are getting low. It's possible that they can hook up once again, meet up with the 14-day RSI moving average as it hooks over and move down together. That'll be great. And if the price action can stay relatively neutral during that time, that just shows how bearish this truly is. RSI ticking down, histogram down, MACD down, CCI down, 60-minute time period. 30-minute time period, CCI down, 14-day RSI moving average, we said yesterday it was high. We were waiting for alignment. Well, it had its move today, and everything went down. So this is great, and there's no signs of real weakness other than the stochastic being low, and that isn't really a cause for concern. All it will do on the downside is slow the movement down. So nothing to worry about. 15-minute time frame ended yesterday with it already starting its slope down. Well, it continued it today. That's why we always watch the 14-day RSI moving average, and everything ticking down. The only place where there is potential for a pop, or according to the secondaries, is in the 5-minute time period where we have things like the RSI, the stochastics, possibly the 14-day RSI moving average, and the CCI starting to tick up from oversold. So having this reset, absolutely fine, totally natural, and so we want to see this go all the way back to the top and roll over again, and continue the move in our other time periods. So this looks great to me. I really like this. I should check for some divergences, shouldn't I? Well, we don't have any, so nothing to worry about. SPX, same thing, except it's an even bigger, uglier red candle. Short-term moving average is pointing down. Middle Bollinger Band above the short-term moving averages. We have a ways to go before we challenge the lower price consensus level, which pretty much lines up with the previous low. We bust that open and we are off to the races, going down. Looking at our potentials just really quick. Lower part of the minor trend is down here at 1120. And, we came down, we hit it, we bounced off it, we hit the top of it, and now presumably we will go down and hit the bottom of that. Now if we do get the break of the floor, which will be a break of the minor trend, then we are looking at 1060 and 1040. So fantastic, and these will continue slanting down as time goes on, so even lower than this. But I am totally digging this. You can see on the SPX we have some room between the 14-day RSI moving average and the stochastics. If they want to meet up with it, that is fine, and then turn around, or even get above it, turn around, that's fine. If it turns around right here, that's fine too. So I am not worried. The VIX, nice green candle. Short-term moving averages pointing up, extremely good. We need to get to the upper price consensus level and bust it open. And certainly a good chance of that, since we had a higher peak right here that exceeded this peak and this peak. So I do like that. We still have the bullish bar, we still have the middle Bollinger Band line below the short-term moving averages, and everything is pointing up with the exception of the stochastics, but getting them out of the oversold area so that they can be turned around in mid-flight here is just dandy with me. XOI, short-term moving averages pointing down, middle Bollinger Band above them. Everything else the same. Not looking good for oil. TNA, our nice little lagging mess, and also sometimes a tell of the future, got below its lower price consensus level. Short-term moving averages pointing down, middle Bollinger Band above them. This is ugly. And of course, everything lining up to go down. Stochastics trying to roll over. Another day or two to the downside, and we will. Notice that we are already below the prior lows back here. There is not much of anything to stop this sucker. You can see lower price consensus level is just above 30. And if we bust that open, which is entirely possible, which will be the upper part of the extreme trend, we're looking at 20 and like 1350. Woo. We've been saying this for a long time, so it'd be nice to see these things come to pass, because they have those nasty little creepy news stories which screw everything up and delay the inevitable. That being said, by the end of October, I do believe that there'll be some sort of a bottom in, and whether or not that's going to take us way, way down, I hope that it does. I sure do. I hope that it does. I think that that'll be a time to flip, but we'll be watching the indicators to make sure that that is the correct move. UUP, the star of the show, the belle of the ball. We had that down tick. It was almost resolved, and it's already on its way back up again. Short-term moving averages all pointing up. The middle Bollinger Band losing ground to the short-term moving averages. Get some more good days to the upside, and it will be below them. Still above the 200-day moving average. Uptick on CCI. Yeah, that 14-day RSI moving average is still high. Notice the stochastics are backing off even with an up move. That's great. We do still have the histogram sloping down and the MACD just hanging out, RSI ticking down. But I'm just not ready to count the dollar out yet. I mean, certainly we have some warning signs, chief among them being the 14-day RSI moving average. But, you know, it can get stuck up here, and I'm hoping that's what happens. I hope it gets stuck up here, and that these suckers turn around, go back up, and become overbought again, and hang around there for a couple days, a week, whatever. Enough to get us through the rest of this month and a good deal into next month. Certainly it's possible. but we will be watching this very closely to see if we have any further signs of a problem. But for the moment, 200-day moving average, short-term moving averages. FXE, same thing pretty much, short-term moving averages pointing down. We almost got the uptick target met, so I guess it's going to have to be good enough unless we get some kind of crazy reversal over the next 2 days. But 14-day RSI moving average right at its most bearish area, we want it to stay there. And of course, histograms sloping up along with the RSI and the stochastics. So watching for this to hook. Once it does, we'll know that there's serious problems. And gold. Yeah. Not a good day for gold. Big ugly red candle. We never got an uptick. We never got it, and we're still waiting for that. Of course, RSI 14-day moving average very low, along with the stochastics, along with the RSI, along with the histogram, along with the MACD and CCI ticking up, meaning people are buying it, but we are waiting for that uptick. That's just all there is to it. Notice the previous month's major price consensus level is getting close. We already kissed it once, and we're waiting to see what happens once we come into contact with it again. An increase of the CCI at this point seems to confirm that there will be buying at this level, this major price consensus level, at this lower price consensus level, but we do have to wait and see. SLV, also an ugly day. We have not had an uptick. We will be pointing that out, with big blaring signs as soon as we do. But the same as gold, everything clicking down, getting pretty darn low. Only exception being we had a downtick on the CCI. You'll notice that we do not have previous major price consensus levels, the major, the upper, or the lower to fall back upon. So I would, that's unfortunate. Although I am going to be a buyer of silver here in the not too distant future, especially until there's an uptick. I am going to be waiting. Very curious to see where it could go, but that I don't know. And there you have it. There is the market overview for tonight. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video are for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you.